Hello, my lovely Aquarius, and welcome to Deku Tarot. I'm going to be doing your 2019 tarot reading. So let's see what we get for what's coming in for you guys this year. I'm going to do a quick little astrological interview over a little overview about what the year might have in store for you as well. Then we will pull one card for each month of the year and quickly go through it. It's just a short general 2019 reading. If you guys are looking to book your own private 2019 reading to see what's coming in for you this year, or if you want to book any other type of tarot reading with me, all that information is right below this video in the description box. The 2019 readings are very helpful because they look in depth into what is coming in this year, how we can best prepare for it, and how we can move forward using everything that is happening this year to move forward on our best path forward here and really utilize everything that is going on throughout the year for us and our own success and happiness, okay? So Aquarius, I'm going to use my Aquarian Tarot deck for the first 4 months of the year for you guys, and we're going to see, so I'm going to go over kind of astrologically and intuitively what this year might have in store for you. So this year in 2019, we might have a lot of social networks and groups that, that we identify with, that we are a part of, that we really would like to be a part of, kind of demand a lot from us and a lot of our energy and involvement, okay? We have a lot to offer this year, and we're going to find it really hard to resist all the invitations that we're going to be getting to different, groups, different events, different this, different that, all things that we're going to be interested in as well. So it's going to be really difficult to resist those invitations. However, because the axis of this year's solar and lunar eclipses, and along with the influence of Saturn, your ruling planet, it really strongly suggests a need for retreat this year for you guys, okay? We're going to really have to perform a really clever balancing act as Aquarians this year. So the outer world is going to be offering a lot of different opportunities for growth, but we must exercise discernment over what opportunities we really accept and which are really just a distracting waste of time. So we're going to have to really be discerning this year, which is going to need, we're going to have to sit back and really think about decisions before we make them, make sure that they are the right ones. To align to our highest destiny, we're really going to need time for, again, quiet reflection and meditation so that we can really hear the whispers of our authentic self in those moments, which will guide us to our best and most, our highest paths here, okay? Our best decisions, etc. We will also probably be coming to a realization that certain aspects of our life are approaching a natural end. Fate actually may make a decision for us and take that away, which it deems is no longer working out for us, something that is no longer appropriate for us in January, July, or December during those three, because there will be eclipses during those 3 months, okay? Trust the powers of Uranus, your other ruling planet, because it is going to promise a lot of radical reawakening over the next few years. And around the end of this year, there could be a bolt of something from the blue, something out of the blue coming in, a really huge opportunity or a lucky break. Can really bring the first glimpses of really a completely different life path through a lot of different success and happiness. So, yeah, that could be about, that's pretty much what I got for 2019, what is coming in for general for you guys this year. And again, we're going to have to see how it goes month to month. But let's start with January for you guys. I am using the Aquarian Tarot. Remember that this reading will not resonate with every single Aquarius out there. All right, angels, archangels, higher self of the Aquarians who need messages to come through, please come through now, clearly, with what will be happening in January. Ooh, January we get the sun. That one popped right out, so I'm not going to ignore it. Beautiful, beautiful energy, a lot of success. That's one of those cards that is just radiating positivity, warmth, success, happiness, contentment type energy here. So a lot of happiness, a lot of finally getting there type feeling as we move through January 2019. February 2019, for my Aquarians, we get the Two of Swords. We could be coming to a choice. We could have a choice on our minds here. Either that or, again, we could be at a crossroads. And we might not know which choice to make at this time. We might feel very blindfolded, stagnant, because we don't know in February which way to go. We could be being faced with a choice that we didn't really want to have to make, or one that we don't want to, have to face here. March for my Aquarians. March 2019. Is coming forward in March 2019. What will be happening in March 2019 in the lives of my Aquarians here. And we get, ooh, the Ace of Swords. So we are coming to a clear decision. If this has a lot to do, I feel that, you know, February and March here have a lot to do with each other in terms of a decision. I feel like around March we're going to get clarity on a situation or a decision that we were unsure about what to make here. And in March we will be making that decision. We will know clearly which path to choose here, what to cut off, what to go forward into. April for my Aquarians, April 2019. What will April 2019 bring my lovely Aquarians? And we get the Eight of Cups, moving on, moving forward. Maybe emotionally we're done with something, or we're ready to move towards something else here. This is really, really beautiful. Honestly, the first 4 months of the year, there's a lot of clarity coming in, a lot of success, a lot of moving forward, cutting out what no longer serves us is really the type of energy I get for this first, you know, section of the year here. The Sun is all about success. It's all about happiness. It's really just contentment, liberation. So we're going to feel very liberated from our past here as we move into 2019. We're going to feel free, really excited, really like we're on the cusp of success, on the cusp of happiness, on the cusp of really extreme contentment and really getting where we want to. It's kind of like a light at the end of the tunnel type energy here. And it is very, very beautiful. You know, as we move into February here, I feel the Two of Swords talks a lot about, you know, a peaceful hiatus in a situation because we might not know, you know, how to deal with this situation. It could be a discordant situation that we really don't know which, you know, the best solution here is. So we might need to take a step back to think about it and allow the choices to kind of weigh themselves out throughout February here, okay? We might not be able to move forward exactly the way we wanted to, which sucks because, you know, that's half your birth month right there. That is your birth month, so it's kind of annoying that you guys are going to have to be taking a step back here, thinking about things from a different perspective, and seeing things differently in order to make that decision. We don't need to make the decision in February. Again, there's a hiatus type of energy here. We're sitting in the crossroads. March, we get Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Swords is a very powerful, you know, card for triumph, of great force. You know, there's a real triumphant energy here. We're either really cutting something out or really going for something here. We could be, again, cutting out our past, cutting out something that does not serve us anymore. We're making that decision that we probably could not make here in February. There's clarity here. There's a lot of clarity. There's understanding about a situation that maybe we didn't have before. There's also triumph over any sort of confusion, stress, you know, anything, any sort of significant decision here we are coming to in March here. It seems like there's a significant amount of clarity that comes into a situation, a very concise decision that we are making here that is being made in our lives. And in April, we see ourselves moving on, moving forward with the Eight of Cups here. The Eight of Cups often talks about, you know, emotional release of something in order to move forward, you know, withdrawal from a present situation, in order to emotionally move on from something. So if we're actively involved in something and we don't feel good about it, we are taking the steps to move forward emotionally. We are moving on from something. Again, we could also be leaving certain feelings in the past, certain emotions, certain ways of thinking. I often feel with the Eight of Cups, we're emotionally ascending to a higher level here. We're leaving, you know, we're leaving any sort of tendencies, any sort of emotions, any sort of ways we felt about emotion and thinking and how we were dealing with things. If we were dealing with them in a negative way, in an immature way, any sort of thing that was not working for us, it is behind us now here emotionally with Eight of Cups here. We are moving on towards a better future, moving on emotionally. I feel like, again, we are ascending to a higher level of consciousness emotionally in April there, okay? And also, again, you know, speak a lot about, you know, there's, you know, we're making a decision here to move on from something. I really just feel that. We're making a decision to really emotionally move on forward. So let's see what we get for the summer months here. And I'm going to use actually my Gustav Klimt deck. I'm kind of drawn to use that for you guys for the summer months here. May, June, July, August. So May 2019, what does it hold for my Aquarians for May 2019? General energies, things coming forward in May, anything important that they need to know about May 2019. Most important energies, things coming forward for my Aquarians. My Aquarians for 2019, May 2019. We get the Three of Cups. We could be enjoying a lot of fun then. We could be having a lot of good times with friends. You know, this is celebration, emotional fulfillment, contentment. Again, it's celebrations. I feel that, again, we could be celebrating in a group of friends here. We could be experiencing a really wonderful time in a friendship. Also can be third-party situations. I don't really feel that. This feels more like excitement. And again, these are just general energies here. So a friendship, or, you know, having a good time with your friends could be really on your mind in May. We could be experiencing, you know, visiting with relatives or friends or people that we just have a really good time with, a really good connection with. We could also, again, be celebrating within a group if you work in a group, or you work for, you know, with a group of set people here. We're celebrating together. So maybe we've had some success and now we're enjoying those successes here. There's a lot of wonderful energy for enjoyment, for having a good time. I'm supposed to pull them all out before I get into them. What am I doing? Let's see, June. June for my Aquarians for 2019. June 2019. What will it bring forward for my Aquarians in June 2019? Happening in their lives then. We get temperance, a balancing in June. A balancing here could be a Sagittarius type energy as well. We're balancing out our inner and outer worlds. We're finding almost like an emotional and there's like a sweet spot of balance here that we're hitting. See what July has before I get into everything. July for my Aquarians. And what came flying out there. Let's see. We get the Eight of Wands. Ooh, a lot of energy moving forward towards a desired end here. Communication as well. And then August 2019 for my lovely Aquarians. What we'll be bringing up, will be coming forward. We'll progress in August 2019 for my Aquarians. We get the Magician. All right, beautiful, beautiful cards here. Again, the Three of Cups is about having a good time, enjoying ourselves, really connecting with our friends, having a great time together. You know, there's a lot of celebration there, a lot of healing. Again, like I was saying, it could be a love affair. When you said Three of Cups, you could also see it as a love affair. So some of us could be experiencing that. We'll see what the love readings, you know, get to around May. But there is a lot of celebration. You know, there's a lot of pleasing, really good fun time energy here. Like, we're gonna go out and have a good time. We're gonna celebrate together. We're just gonna really be convivial and just have a great time. You know, this is just beautiful friendship energy, and having, you know, celebrating, you know, the good things in life here. So we're gonna have a good time in May. Temperance here talks a lot about, you know, moderation and our ability to analyze. You know, it also is, you know, a balancing of, you know, wisdom, serenity, and purity kind of together. You know, it takes parts, you know, it takes emotionally what we have learned in our emotional growth here and kind of balances out with, you know, who we are now. It's a very in the ethers type of energy, the temperance card is always to me very much about alchemy and balancing ourselves out by adding in different emotions, different things, different knowledges. It's almost like if you put this into the ethers, you know, if you pour this into the pot here, what happens? And so we're kind of you know, there's some sort of serenity and purity that we're introducing into our life here that is balancing us out. We could be, again, experiencing some spiritual growth here. We could be experiencing some release of things that no longer served us emotionally or even in our own personalities and how we approach things. And we're really balancing ourselves out. Again, also could be Sagittarius, very involved in our lives in June. The Eight of Wands here is all about, you know, all this energy moving forward towards a desired end. So we're doing this, we're doing that. We've got all these opportunities coming in. It could also, again, be a lot of chemistry, a lot of sexual chemistry energy. So we could have a lot of passion, a lot of fun, sexy times in July. You know, the Eight of Wands is also, I don't know what that was. The Eight of Wands there is all about, you know, the energy to move forward here. These could all be ideas. These could all be different love eras. We could be very attractive at the time, being attracting a lot of people, attracting a lot of energy moving forward. A lot of people are interested in us. A lot of people have ideas to share with us, or we might have a lot of ideas and a lot of momentum, a lot of energy and momentum going forward here. There's a lot of motion, activity, dynamism, and a blending of activities here. There's a lot of energy. Again, these could all be a bunch of arrows of chemistry and sexual desire and all that fun stuff within a relationship here. We see the Magician here, and the Magician is all about, creating our own desired ends in August. We could be feeling very magical, very powerful, also very mysterious when the Magician comes up. However, the Magician to me has a pretty big ego, so we're feeling really good about ourselves and what we've been able to create up until this point, and what we are going to be creating moving forward here. The Magician is the beginning of a journey, a desire to improve personal strength and charisma. This is all about that kind of energy there. We have all the tools here to create the desired end. We have all the tools here to create whatever it is that we want. So if we want success in business, we can do that. If we want success in, emotional security and within a relationship, or even spirituality, we're finding all that we have all the tools to make these things happen, to have that success, to have that life that we want. Okay, so that's really, really amazing energy there. Very empowered, very powerful energy. So let's see what we get for fall into winter now. Yours is flowing a lot faster than I think the past two, which is nice. Aquarius, you guys are always very straightforward. I feel like that's why. Let's see, what else do we get here? Let's pull my Hobbit deck out, actually. I would like to check these guys out and see what they have to say for 2019 here. Alright, for my Aquarians for 2019, September. Just coming in September 2019 for my Aquarians. September 2019 will be coming in for my Aquarians. I want to pull this. We get the Seven of Wands, defensiveness. I need to stand up for ourselves to fight any oppositions in September. October for my Aquarians. October. Just coming for October 2019. Coming up for my Aquarians. What will be coming forward between these situations? The most important thing in October 2019 for my Aquarians. We get the Ten of Wands. A lot of intense energy there. A lot of burden, a lot of stress in October. Alright, November 2019 for my Aquarians. November. And we get the Two of Swords. That one came right out. So we get Two of Swords twice this 2019 for you guys. So it's going to seem like, we are... Again, like I was saying in the beginning of the reading, going to have to perform a very clever balancing act here of withholding and moving forward, deciding what works for us, deciding what is no longer serving us. So, a couple times this year, I forgot what month that was for Two of Swords in the beginning there, but it's coming up again towards the end of the year. So, again, we're going to have to make some decisions, and we're going to be asked to decide where we stand and, what no longer serves us, what to cut out, what decisions do we make here. November, and let's see what December 2019 holds us, the end of 2019. It's bringing what forward for my Aquarians, how are they ending the year, and what energy here. And we get the Fool starting off again on a new journey, so that's good. We get the fall months seem a little bit more tense here than they have kind of all year. The Seven of Wands isn't necessarily a bad card all the time. It's standing up for what we believe in. So if people are against us, where we feel like there's opposition, there's people, we feel like there's enemies, there's people that are saying this and that about us, and this energy, we're standing up for ourselves. We're saying, hey, don't mess with us. We're cutting down our problems like one by one in this type of energy. We're not letting them build up and overwhelm us. We're defending ourselves by being really strong enough to resist outside influences and resist any sort of outside commentary. So, no comments from the peanut gallery for you guys this September. You're like, hey, screw off. If you have something negative to say, get away from me, because I'm not messing with it. If you can't support me, then fuck off. This card shows great courage and resoluteness in defending one's own borders against encroachments from others. So, this is very, don't let others encroach upon your borders. Don't let other people mess with you this month. You guys are very defensive, hey, screw off, get away from me. And the Ten of Wands here after it is, maybe because we've been so defensive in September, if people are trying to help you, don't push them away. Don't be super defensive about that. They might just be trying to help you. When the Ten of Wands comes up the month after, it really feels like there's a lot of there's a lot of energy of you're carrying the whole burden here. You're carrying it all, like, you know. And also, again, don't be, especially if you're in this type of energy here over these few months here, where we're carrying a lot of burden. We have a lot going on. We have a lot of you know, pressure, a lot of responsibilities on our plate here. You know, don't be too willing to please other people and carry around everybody else's burdens as well. You know, if people are like, oh, hey, it would be great if you could help me with this, Aquarius, or you could help me with this kind of thing, especially if you're in a business partnership or something like that. You know, make sure you stand up for yourself and you say, hey, I'm not doing all this because it's not fair. You have to do some of the work too here, or I'm not going to be carrying, you know, your burden as well as mine, and you get the credit for it. It's not fair. You know, this is a time to delegate and reduce our workload. Even in relationships, you know, this message can really have bearing. We might be constantly trying to please our partner or our, you know, whether they be business or love, and perhaps it's saying it's time to step back a little and really take our time. You know, people in your life won't leave you or stop loving you or stop caring about you just because you're devoting a bit more time to our own personal experiences. Remember that, Aquarius, okay? The Two of Swords here, again, is that energy of what decision do we make? We're sitting in a crossroads. We might not know here what the best decision is in November. We could also, again, be denying the truth of a situation and blocking out our feelings because we're not ready to come to the conclusion here. We could be really fearing, you know, we could be blocking them out, you know, because we need to, because we're afraid of the disastrous results that we feel are coming. We feel that there's an impending disastrous result or something horrible coming if we make this decision. So we might be afraid to let these certain feelings out, you know, even if they're anger, or resentment or frustration with somebody or something. We need to release that before it builds up and becomes something too much. A defensive attitude really will put up barriers around you, so be careful of that in November, okay? Don't be so defensive. Release our feelings here, even if it's through writing and we know that, you know, hey, if I talk about this right now, it's just going to create a huge problem. You know, sometimes there is a better way to, there's another solution. Try to find a different solution, try to find a new way of reworking this or talking to others here where we can release our feelings and still be true to ourselves and not have to hold up this wall of, you know, intense energy of like, I'm carrying all of this and I'm about to explode type of energy, which is how I feel, especially in October, November here. But then in December, it's like we've released that. We made some sort of decision here between November and December, and we are going forward on this new journey. We don't care where it's taking us. We're dropping anything that was no longer serving us, and we're ready to go on this new journey here. We're like Bilbo, the fool, entering, you know, going on this new adventure. Like, I'm going on an adventure. Like, you don't know where you're going, but you know it's an adventure. You know it's the right thing to do here. You know, this is a new chapter of your life that is opening up to you. You need to be open to this adventurous, this adventurous type of spirit here. A personal journey, a spontaneous energy is coming out here in December. You know, life is full of sudden happenings. We have to remember that, you know, and it can say that part of yourself really needs adventures that have, you might need some more adventures here. You might be realizing that you need more of an adventure in your life. You need a new start. You need something to do here. You need to take, this is the time here to take a leap of faith and see where it takes you. There's a real need to exercise some degree of caution, though, however, okay? So don't really, you know, throw all caution to the wind here. Leaping off any cliff is a very risky thing to do, whether it be love or business. So don't do it. You know, be excited, jump into the adventure, but don't be totally stupid about it. You know, the emphasis, The emphasis of this card is to try to balance the spontaneity with a degree of sense and future thinking, which I think is a really important lesson for you to sum up 2019 with, because again, 2019 is going to be all about, again, balancing, you know, it's going to be a clever balance. You're going to be performing this clever balancing act all year where, you know, it's, you know, all these opportunities that are coming in for growth, and we need to exercise discernment over what ones are right for us, what decisions are going to be actually good for us, whereas some might be just to benefit others. We're going to be balancing out our inner and outer worlds, what we need versus what the rest of the world is asking for us. And the Fool here really does talk again about that emphasis, or emphasizes, you know, the need to try and balance spontaneity with that degree of, you know, your future thinking and where is this going to take me in my future. That's a really nice way to end out the year there. So let's take out an oracle card for some general advice from Spirit for 2019. And again, guys, check out your 2019 readings for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And make sure, if you guys do want to book your own 2019 reading, all that information on booking one with me is right below this video in the description box. They're a little bit more expensive, but that's just because it is a whole year reading. It's going to be a very long reading because I'm going to go very in-depth into all the things that I see and all the things that will be coming up for you and how you can best deal with situations for your own benefit, okay? So it's going to be a really in-depth look at 2019, what you can do, what you should be doing for your best path forward and for your highest success and happiness and business and love, okay? So if you want to book a 2019 reading, again, all that information is right below this video in the description box. So let's check out what we get here for Aquarius. Aquarius for 2019, advice from Spirit, advice from Mother Earth, from Universal Spirit. What do my Aquarians need for advice for 2019? What will help them? Will help them in 2019 here. We get, ooh, Barmbrack, sweetness and synergy. I love this card. Barmbrack is awesome and delicious. Let's see. Barmbrack. Okay, sweetness and synergy. A pea, a cloth, a coin, a ring, a stick within a loaf of speckled sweetness. Slice it and eat it, a glimpse of my fate's completeness. Okay, should your slice of, okay, so Barmbrack basically is bread that has a bunch of different little things in it, like a coin, a ring, a pea, a stick, a small piece of cloth. Like, it has all these things in it. Whatever piece you get kind of dictates your future for the year. So this is actually a really awesome card to kind of get here for your 2019 reading. It's kind of like, where is this year going to take me? Let's see. You know, we're trying to see what's going on here. So when you pull the Barmbrack card, it really indicates a curiosity to know what is ahead. But it's important to balance that with the now. After all, we have the tools to change our future should we choose. The sweet synergy of Barmbrack, all the ingredients, including the objects, are more complete and powerful together than they are individually. Should you encourage to seek your own sweet spot. So yeah, seek your own sweet spot here. Don't think too much about the future. You know, be in the now, be in the moment here, and, you know, just think, you know, everything that you have to go through, everything that you have been through in the past year and what you want in the next year. You know, there is a whole roller coaster of emotions, a whole roller coaster of what needs to be done in order to bring about this type of completeness and all the lessons that you need to learn throughout this year. So Barmbrack is really interesting because it's a very, like, it's like a future telling loaf of bread. That's the way to describe it in the most simple of ways here before I get really, I don't want to get like too into it, but, you know, we need to find our own sweet spot here. We need to, you know, it's okay to be curious. It's okay to want to know what's ahead, but it's also okay to just let things kind of go and kind of tackle them as they come along and enjoy the ride here is kind of the energy that I'm getting here. You know, all the ingredients, all these different parts, you know, despite them meaning, you know, negative things and positive things, are all better together. There's a sweetness and synergy here of everything together, everything coming together to make us into a better person. So that's really what 2019 is going to be about for you guys. And remember that as you enjoy the ride and you're like, where is this taking me? Just let it take you. Just let it take you, guys, okay? I promise it won't be bad. All right, Aquarius, so thank you so much. Again, if you guys want to book a private reading, all that information is right below this video in the description box. Please share and subscribe. It means a lot to me. It really helps the channel. It really, when I get to 10,000 subscribers, actually, I'm going to be doing a huge giveaway, so it'll help you guys get to that wonderful giveaway faster the more subscribers I get. So be on the lookout for that as well. Thank you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful start and a full 2019. Have a wonderful 2019 in general. Check out your readings for your sun, moon, and rising and all your weekly readings. Check out Moon Magia Tarot. My friend's channel, it's my friend's channel. She's also an Aquarius, so go check her out. She does a lot of moon centric readings on moon cycles and stuff, so go check that out. Thank you guys so much for all your support, and again, I hope you have a wonderful 2019.